This is a Minions and a lightning bolt. Can you fix it? Of course we can. Let's ask Bob. Bob, do you know how to fix it? No, do you know what it is? No, it's a mystery. Let's investigate. Ooh, a lever. A lever is a simple machine that makes things easier to do by using a rigid object that pivots on a fixed point called the fulcrum. Like this seesaw, the distance from the fulcrum to where you put your hands is equal. But what if we add weight to one side? Whoa, it takes a lot of effort to keep it balanced, doesn't it? Because the load is closer to the fulcrum than the effort. If we move the load farther away from the fulcrum, like over here, then it becomes easier to balance. And if we put the effort closer to the fulcrum, like right here, then it becomes harder to balance. That's because the further the load is from the fulcrum, the less effort it takes to move it. The further the effort is from the fulcrum, the more effort it takes to move it. Look, the Minions are using a lever to open a heavy box of bananas. The box of bananas is the load. The pole is the lever and the rock is the fulcrum. By placing the rock under one end of the pole, they are able to lift the box with much less effort. They don't even need to use their arms. Now let's see if they can figure out how to fix the lightning bolt. A pulley is another simple machine that makes work easier. A pulley is a wheel with a groove in it that has a rope or cable running through it. You can use a pulley to lift heavy objects by pulling on the rope. The force you put in is equal to the weight of the object you're lifting. It just makes things easier to lift. The Minions are going to use a pulley to get to the top of the construction site. One Minion will stay on the ground and operate the pulley while the other Minion climbs up the tower. As the Minion on the ground pulls on the rope, the Minion on the tower goes up. When the Minion on the tower reaches the top, he can grab onto the rope and climb up the rest of the way. A wheel and axle is another simple machine that makes work easier. A wheel and axle is made up of two connected parts, a wheel and an axle. You can use a wheel and axle to increase speed and reduce friction. The wheel and axle is used for all sorts of things, like cars, bikes, roller skates, and even bananas. Go-karts. The Minions are going to use a wheel and axle to build a banana-powered go-kart. They attach the axle to the front of the cart and the wheel to the axle. Then they put a banana on top of the wheel to make it spin. As the wheel spins, the cart moves forward. The wheel and axle makes it easier to move the cart because the wheel is bigger than the axle. Let's fix the lightning bolt with a wheel and axle. There we go, we fixed it. High five, good job, Minions. You've learned about 3 simple machines, a lever, a pulley, and a wheel and axle. Can you help the Minions use these simple machines to do all sorts of things?